Hello. How are you? My name's Sirena. Welcome. So, I had to go grab another one of these. Something was already written on it. Abhorrent? I wonder what... I'm going to leave that on there, but this ankh I'm going to take off. This thing is so trashed. I need a new one, but I feel like they don't really sell them at Dollar Tree anymore. Look, it's all coming apart. I don't know, maybe I'll try to glue it. I don't know, but it's all jacked. It's all jacked. So what I was getting was, how interesting to find a red thread. I found a piece of red thread in my coffee yesterday, floating, which is odd. I have no idea where this came from. So it's giving me that red thread thing again. Interesting. Interesting. So what I was getting was, so do you guys feel like you're Christ incarnate? Like you're resurrected? Those of you that are feeling like you're walking the path of Christ, we need to think of Christ as a consciousness. We need to think of Christ as a consciousness. So if you're beginning to, your life is unfolding, everything's unfolding like Christ, because I know I do. And it's like, wow, a lot of the things that are shown to me that I read in the Bible and things that awaken inside of me that begin to happen, I'm like, now, I don't think I'm Jesus, but I'm part of the family tradition. We're to walk like, not an Egyptian, but like Jesus. Walk like an Egyptian. You know the Bengals song. It's the first time I ever did shrooms, I was listening to that song. I was like 16. Anyway. Oh no, that's not the first time I did shrooms. That's the second time. First time I was on the road and I was 15, I think. But anyway, to walk like Christ, to walk in your Christ. I don't know. Let's see. So Jesus, Christ consciousness, the Christ, that divine spark that's in us. If you're beginning to feel like you carry the characteristics and things of the Christ, well then, you're getting it, right? Then you're awakening. It's not coming out how it was when I was running around looking for my things so I can make some more scrunchies. I'm doing gray now. Pretty gray, isn't it? With these really nice softies things. Anyway, the Christ consciousness. You're beginning to walk, your visions, your goals, you know, you're not of the world anymore. You just want to fucking... I apologize for saying the F word then, because it just doesn't seem like it should. I apologize. But you're seeing things through the lens of Christ. Your Christ lenses. Christ lens. You know, seeing the world like through Jesus's eyes. Seeing the world through Christ's eyes. Right? You know, I was talking with someone on the phone earlier for like an hour and 1 minute. It's interesting that there's all those ones. When you're called to light a certain color candle, this is just a little side note, then do it. Okay? I have brown, which is very grounding. It's the color, it's the thought, it's the intention you put into it. Brown or black is Earth Star Chakra. Earth Star Chakra. You want to get grounded? Brown. Or black. Black has different meanings to it as well. But yesterday, since I was in the creative flow, I was called, I felt guided, we should say, guided to burn orange and yellow. Sacral, creativity. Yellow for just the sun, right? The expansiveness, the solar plexus. I don't know what all the chakras mean, but fucking weird that red thread showed up because I was talking about red thread and to my friend earlier. So feel like you're Christ, Jesus reincarnated is because you're awakening the Christ in you, the Christ in you. We were talking about that, I was explaining to him about, I get it now what Jesus was talking about when he said, if somebody smacks your face, don't get mad, but give him the other cheek. You got to remember, all the humans and all the people in our lives are just a direct reflection of ourselves, meaning it's just another part of ourselves because we're all part of the one source, right? That divine spark. All part of the one source. And it's somebody's traumas. We'll call it their inner child, but it's somebody's traumas that they're living from. That's why they lash out at you. And that's why Jesus says, love your enemies because they know not what they do because they're coming from a hurt place deep inside themselves. That's why you send them love and maybe send them love to their inner child, to the hurt part of them that's lashing out. Children, when they're young, they lash out. If they act bad, because you know how that saying, they'll act bad because any attention is better than no attention. So they'll take getting smacked and yelled at and shit like that just to be noticed. It's fucking sad, but children do that because they don't know how to work through their feelings yet. All right, that's a thing. So that's what, I was talking to him about. That's what I was saying. The people that do the most to you, that hurt you the most, love them the most. But think of it as the parts of them that are hurting, that are lashing out, that just wants to be seen and heard. That's hurting. And that hurt turns to anger. They know not what they do. Even if they intentionally want to hurt you, it's still coming from a place. But if we are to love others because they're a part of us, part of the one source, just playing out in infinite ways it can play out, and we're all expressions of that. We are expressions of the source. So that's why Jesus spoke about when you do, when you do one thing to somebody, you're also doing that to Father in heaven. See, they're bringing me St. Francis of, I've got chills. St. Francis of Assisi knew that. The leper on the road. He was scared to death of lepers. I think that's how the story goes. But he put him because he knew that the Christ, that Jesus, that the one, that the all comes in all of us. We are expressions of the source playing out in human in our 3D world right now. But the people that hurt other people's because they're hurting inside of something they might not even realize. They might have blocked it out. They might have amnesia. It might have been wiped from them. Whatever. That's why you don't fight fire with fire. You fight it with love. You don't fight it. You just throw love at it. Care Bears. Pew, pew, you know? Throw love at you. Pew, 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 pew. We are all expressions of that source. And we don't need to go in and explain in depth like you're a 2-year-old of what all that means, because when you know, you know. You know, you just don't stand there and say, beat me to death. No. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it comes to that. I don't know. I'm just saying. You know, and forgiveness. And you can't be mad at your brother and then be sitting there and praising and giving all, whatever the Bible verses he talks about. You, Bible thumpers will know. You ones that know every verse that there is in the Bible and you can quote it, but you have no idea what it means. Okay? Or maybe some of you do, but you know, whatever. We are a receiver. When I receive things, I speak them. That's my job. Like it or not. That's not going to change. We are expressions of the source playing out. We are all just playing out. Right? In everything that's alive, the source is there. Because it gets frozen in time. Anyway, so you feel like you're Christ. You're Jesus. Incarnate. It's the Christ awakening in you. So in essence, yeah, you are, but you're not. Because what was in Jesus, like Jesus spoke about, is in every single one of us. He was awakened, a master, a guru, a yogi. Awakened to the Christ. And in a world that we live in, you might as well be the Antichrist, because that's how you're treated. Yes, it's opposite day. Like I was speaking to him earlier, you know, I said, when I was walking around asleep still, you know, I had like an entourage, like everybody loved me. You get all these gifts and everybody notices you and you're just, love, love, everywhere. You think it's love, love. But when you really express love and you go within and you begin to awaken and heal, then you're like, where'd they go? You find yourself alone. Aloneness and people turning against you shows how, I know it sucks and it shouldn't be that way, but you're only in your human for a short time. Some a minute, some 100 years. That ain't shit compared to all of eternity. Infinitely. We'll just say eternal. Immortal. No, immortal's different. Okay, never mind. Wrong choice of word. So, feeling like you're Christ, huh? It's because, or, you know, Jesus, it's because, you're awakening the Christ consciousness. And that's where you need to be for your ascension when you leave your human. The density of the human, that is how they're giving it to me. You know, when you can be transparent in all your thoughts and everything that's in your mind and everything in your world, when you're transparent, you're getting there, right? But when people that lash out and hurt you, do your best. Find that place within you, and you'll get there. When you awaken the Christ in you, that's true, pure, innocence and love. When you come from that place within yourself, there's not room for anything else. All you are is love, and that's all you want for other people. It doesn't mean you're not going to get in situations and you don't get upset, you don't do that. But you'll know when you get there. When you come from love, there's no room for anything else. It doesn't mean you don't get mad at people. I mean, you might. I mean, at lessons, you don't really get mad. It's more of a hurt. It's more of an inward thing. You go inward rather than outward. Why are they doing this to me? It's just sad that they can't see what you see, and you want them to see that. You'll see. Those of you that have opened that up, that have cracked that open, that are beginning to walk like Jesus, the family tradition, you're to carry on the family tradition one by one. We're all interconnected. I just heard, I and the Father are one. I and the Father are the same. That's what he was talking about. The Christ. The God spark, the divine, that light that is in you, that is you. You just decided to put on the meat suit you're wearing today. You've worn many meat suits. All playing around in this cyclical fucking round and round. Round and round and round and round, right? Just keep going round and round and round. What they gave me was, you just don't do that. But you decide to go, whoop, we're going to go over to the right. And I'm getting out of this cyclical wheel of time. The wheel is turning in your favor. I'm out, bitch. I just heard this is your symbol. This is your path. I heard to illumination. To the light. Breaking free of the loop. Get out of the loop. Welcome to the family. Family tradition. Oh, yeah. Today is 5/28. So it's a 6 day. 25. And it's a Wednesday. Let's take a pic of that so we know. I don't know. Time's starting to matter now for some reason. All the world, you need a stage. And we are merely players. Be careful of the red thread. I don't know what that means. The ties that bind. I have a different video I'm going to shoot that I have written on here. That's why I had to grab this one. Well, welcome to my channel. And carrying on the family tradition, awakening the Christ in you, carrying on being God's disciples. Being Jesus' disciples, being God Father's disciples, right? Ambassadors of the Christ. Not of Christ, because Christ is not a person, it's within you. That's how it's coming through to me, believe it. You're going to have to, when you awaken, unlock those levels of consciousness within yourself, then you'll know. But until then, this is all poppycock, probably. Poppycock, that's interesting. Poppycock. I found a bunch of feathers today, like 5. And of course, an owl is on the... That looks like the owl that stares at me, except it has big black eyes. We're on a road to... We're getting ready to do this, you guys. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. This is sticking up. Oh, it's the octopus. Same thing. Always getting the same thing. Practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. She blinded me with science. Poetry and motion. When she turned her eyes to me. Are you ready? Are you ready to get going? Are you ready for your next step? You're being prepared, you're being trained, you're being prepped. 2222. So you're being prepped. Getting your last gear together, so to speak. Getting things together for your next adventure. Namaste. Peace.